Seafarers, those nameless, faceless, tireless workers who deliver us most of what we eat, wear, and use every day, have for centuries endured physical hardships, brutally strict discipline, lonesome separations, and perilous seas without an advocate. That began to change, however, with the establishment of seafarer ministries. Since 1843, the Seamen's Church Institute of Philadelphia and South Jersey and its predecessor organizations have provided for the physical, emotional, and spiritual welfare of countless mariners who have come into our port. Today, this ecumenical ministry serves over 65,000 seafarers on 1,900 ships visiting our port each year.
I'm the Reverend James Von Driel. I'm the Executive Director of the Seamen's Church Institute of Philadelphia and South Jersey. This is a very transient group of people. We may never see them after they've come into this port, or we see them on a regular basis every 2 weeks. But it's an opportunity for us to give back something to the seafarers, to give them a moment of grace. Their lives are very difficult. They spend 9-10 months at a time at sea, far removed from their families, isolated from their families. And paradoxically, they're also isolated from each other on board ship. So it's a very, very lonely kind of existence. So when our ship visitors arrive at the gangway, they're very excited to see a fresh face.
A typical visit will be to go on board, to see as many people as possible on board the ship, let them know of our services, and if there is anything we can do for them. Some of them might want to go out right then and there, or some of them could be going out after 5 o'clock when they finish work or when they finish their shift. The Seamen's Church is the only organization that steps on the ship which is not affiliated with any money. The only organization that goes there with nothing attached is the Seamen's Church. It goes there solely to help the seamen.
These people provide the labor that makes our standard of living. 95% of everything we use in our economy moves by ship. But these are the forgotten laborers who provide a tremendous service to us, and yet we don't know anything about them. You wouldn't be able to drive your car, buy fruit, buy your computers or your wine from France or Germany or anything else like that. So we are incredibly dependent upon them, but they are totally forgotten. So this ministry is a way to remember them, to care about them, and to thank them for their service and their sacrifice.
Seamen's Church provides practical, cross-cultural, and appropriate spiritual assistance to seafarers, including ship visits, land transport, international telecommunications, social and recreational programs, and counseling, both work-related and personal.
One of the things that the port really understands clearly is what we do for the port itself and for the process of loading and unloading cargo to help speed the process along. And this is not in a crass sense, but we take care of the morale issues of seafarers, and that helps the business community run better. And there's nobody else that can do that. Ship agents can't do that, longshoremen can't do that, pilots can't do that, but we are trained and we are committed. That's our mission, is to take care of the seafarers, their spiritual, physical, and emotional needs.
My name is Joseph Balzano. I'm presently the CEO of South Jersey Port Corporation. I think the Seamen's Church Institute plays a big part in taking care of that lonely section of what a seaman does, fills that void, is able to assist the seaman. The Seamen's Church is always there.
One of the key issues here is to provide a place for worship. We moved into this building 4.5 years ago. We don't have a chapel. And one of the key concerns that seafarers have when they come ashore is to have a place to worship, or to meditate, or just to have a quiet space to talk to their God. And so we are in the process of raising the capital funds to build a chapel within the center. And it's an exciting design that we have, and it will be a great place for worship, for prayer and meditation. The work we do is really a reflection of welcoming the stranger in our midst. And as the Bible said, when you do that, you do it to God. And so you've got these two forces going on here in terms of the spiritual and the practical. And the reality is that these guys are very vulnerable. And so in some sense it comes down to an issue of justice. And we're the only ones that can deal with that issue.
A stranger comes to a strange land and he doesn't have any contact. If he has a problem, he doesn't know who to turn to. Therefore, if someone comes and say, "Hi, how are you? What can I do for you?" then it's tremendous. The Seamen missions around the world, not only Seamen's Church in Philadelphia, but around the world, the good work that the Seamen missions do, the word is out. The majority of the seamen, they know of the Seamen missions. If they have a problem, that's the first thing they do, contact the Seamen's Church. Even if they don't know the phone number, they will go to a longshoreman who is loading or discharging the ship. They will say, "I'm trying to get the Seamen's mission. How can I get them?" They get it that way too.
This is a ministry not just for practical purposes, but it's a calling to provide care for people because we see God in them. More support will allow us to do two things. One is to improve our services and expand our services. We're going to be challenged with security regulations coming on board this fall, in which we're going to have even more transportation services to seafarers to get them off the ship. But 80% of our seafarers do not get off the ship, and so we need to be able to provide additional staff, training in order to take care of the seafarers on board ship. It's a quality-quantity issue. We've got to do both. It takes a lot of money to do this ministry, but it's a drop in the bucket, frankly. But it's so important. If you see the seafarers and their smiles and their appreciation because we are there and helping them. And this is a way for the community to give back through Seaman's Church Institute so that we can have a humane place to do our business and to take care of very, very vulnerable people.
Mariners at home and from around the world look to the Seaman's Church Institute for a friendly face and a warm welcome. The Seaman's Church Institute has a mission of hospitality, serving proactively, without prejudice, the human needs of seafarers in our ports. Nobility seems all too rare today, but it does exist. Please do all you can to support this noble and worthy cause.
I love you!